When Arov lost his job, it didn't happen with drama. There was no argument, no warning sign, no final mistake, just a calm voice in a small glass room saying, "We appreciate your work, but we're restructuring." In less than 10 minutes, 5 years of effort were folded into a handshake and a printed envelope. Arov walked out of the building carrying a cardboard box filled with desk items, a coffee mug, a framed photo of his parents, a small plant he had kept alive through deadlines and stress. The world outside looked the same. Cars moved, people laughed, the sun still shone, but inside him something had cracked. For years he had built his identity around being dependable, responsible, successful, the one who made it. His family was proud. His friends admired his consistency. He believed that if he worked hard enough he would be safe. Now, sitting alone in his apartment that evening, the silence felt louder than any noise. Doubt crept in slowly. Maybe I wasn't as good as I thought. Maybe they saw something I didn't. What if this is the peak? Days turned into weeks. Arov applied to dozens of jobs. Some didn't reply. Some sent automated rejection emails. Each one chipped away at his confidence. He stopped going to the gym. He avoided social gatherings. He smiled less. One night, unable to sleep, he opened a drawer searching for distraction. Inside was an old notebook from his college days. He almost closed it, until a page caught his eye. Sketches, business ideas, plans for a creative studio, notes written with excitement, build something of my own, create without limits, design work that matters. He remembered the younger version of himself, the one who dreamed boldly before fear became practical. A thought formed quietly. What if losing the job wasn't the end? What if it was an interruption? The next morning, Arov made a small decision, not a dramatic one. Just a simple step. Instead of spending the entire day sending resumes, he would spend 2 hours working on one idea from that notebook. Just 2 hours. The first day felt awkward. Doubt sat beside him. The second day felt uncertain. The third day felt slightly better. He created a simple online portfolio. He reached out to 3 small businesses offering free design samples. 2 ignored him. 1 replied with a small project. The pay was minimal, but the spark returned. That one project led to another. And another. There were still hard days. Days when bills felt heavy. Days when comparison stole his peace. Days when he questioned whether he should just get a safe job. But something inside him was changing. Before, he worked for security. Now, he worked for growth. Before, he feared failure. Now, he feared regret more. Months passed. His skills sharpened. His confidence grew quietly. His network expanded. Clients began recommending him. What started as survival slowly became momentum. A year later, Arov stood in a small rented office space, his own. A simple desk. 2 chairs. A whiteboard full of ideas. It wasn't glamorous, but it was his. One afternoon, he received an email notification. It was from his former company. They were launching a new campaign and wanted to outsource creative work. They had seen his growing portfolio online. They wanted to collaborate. Arov leaned back in his chair and smiled. Not because they came back, but because he no longer needed them to. Losing his job, it felt like a collapse. But it had actually been a release. It stripped away comfort. It exposed fear. It forced him to meet himself without titles or validation. And in that uncomfortable space, he discovered something powerful. He was never broken. He was being rebuilt,